let's see what Spirit brings through for me today, for us today. God, I need you guys to know right off the bat that we are already in the revolution, the spiritual revolution that is grounding heaven on earth. See, the spiritual war has already occurred, but after the war, there's the replacement of power. Ooh, I haven't even smoked and I got messages coming through. Do you feel this? So even though the war has been won by the light on the spiritual plane of spiritual warfare and psychic nature, the revolution and the exchange of power is currently being undergone. The exchange of power is happening in the dream state. Many of us who are taking the new roles of power, who will be leaders in the future, in the next years coming up in 2021, we are being prepared and we are networking and really making plans and getting together and making the groundwork of heaven on earth in the dream state. So if you have dreams with me where we're doing things together, especially if we're in a medical facility, a movie theater, or a hotel on the beach, please send me a DM and let me know. If you have a dream about me with other things, that just might be you trying to astral project into my dream state, and that's nosy of you. Mind your business, get out of my dreams. But if we are meeting in a movie theater, a hotel on the beach, or what was the other one? What was the third one? A movie theater, a hotel on the beach, or fuck, I already forgot the third thing I said. That's because I'm channeling. Then you're definitely meeting with me and we're networking. So networking in the dream state is a thing. Us light people, we are networking in the dream state. The exchange of power is underway. So just get ready. I need you to know that your dream state is going to be a place of business, okay? Your dream state is going to be a hospital. Thank you. Thank you, Hanan. Hospital. A medical facility. If you have a dream with me in a medical facility, if you have a dream with me in a hotel, or if you have a dream with me in a movie theater, specifically a movie theater lobby. However, if you have a dream where you're in a movie theater in the seats and I come to you in the movie theater in the seats, that's me trying to wake you up from the spells of the fourth dimension and the third dimension. If you have dreams where you are observing people in movie theater seats, I want you to know that you are a traveler's spirit. So those of us who are a traveler's spirit, we are people who know how to astral travel. We are people who have lucid dreams and are able to not necessarily control our dreams, because actually if you're in the dream state where you're controlling your dreams, that's just manifestation school. A lot of times we get placed in like a little facility, a dream facility. It's like a bubble where you don't interact with other people yet, and you're just in this dream bubble where you're being taught how to manifest, where it's like what you think about, you bring about. And for a while we go through school and learning how to manifest and learning how to, control our energy just in that dream state. That's what Spirit gives us. It helps us learn how to manifest in the dream state. But once you figure that out, then Spirit's like, okay, she's safe, or okay, they're safe. Okay, they can start to network with other people in the dream state. That's where I'm at. I'm doing so much networking in the dream state. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's incredible. So there are a lot of different parallel timelines that exist that are still being shut down. So we've got like multiple timelines that exist. We're in the now moment. If you could imagine that gravity is like a component of the fifth dimension, and gravity is something that can come off of you as well as off of the earth, and that a magnetic field perhaps is something we don't know everything about. Let's try and stay open and flexible about that, okay? Because right now we've got multiple parallel future timelines that are still existing, that are still being uprooted and broken down. And that's happening in the dream state. So those of us like me who are a traveler's spirit, those of us who timeline jump and who can kind of like just sit back and tap into different timelines to assess vibrations and energies, in the dream state, we are networking. In the dream state, we are finding our brothers and sisters, we are waking them up, and we are communing. In the dream state, we are uprooting hell vibrations and hell dimensions that are no longer going to exist anymore, and it's completely natural, okay? It's a birthright. It's just a part of your spiritual process. So don't stress, don't worry, but know that if you're dreaming and it's just like you and you're lucid and you're like, okay, I'm here and I'm in this weird place. Know that, like, go along with it, okay? Go along with it, but make sure you stay true to yourself If you still have demonic attachments, if you still got fucked up things you want to do, those will try and play out when you're in that lucid state. You might see people and want to have an orgy. You might want to, take advantage of someone or get a bunch of money, or in your dream, if you have a bag, if you find yourself obsessing about your bag or something material, those are your demonic entity attachments in your physical body trying to affect the power, trying to make that soul travel you're doing in the dream state, trying to make it null and void. Because what will happen is your traveler's spirit will go out and start to do the soul work. But if your physical body still has demonic entity attachments, then that will affect how well you are able to stay lucid and high vibrating in that dream state. As soon as you let that entity attachment affect you and you go into the low vibrational horniness or into any of those low vibrational things, stealing, taking advantage of, forcing people to do things, wanting to take control over people or make anyone do anything, as soon as you go into those demonic energies, when you're in the lucid state, you drop. You lose access to those cool places where you get to network. That happened to me, and it just was divine. I mean, I've been a traveler spirit. I've been astral traveling since I was a kid. It runs in my family. I was a little girl, and my mom and my uncles, my mom's got a huge family, my Argentinian side of the family, they all talk about astral traveling, and it's a normal thing they talk about. Oh yeah, my mom always would tell me these stories. One story in particular, where she remembers floating above her body when she was a little girl, floating above her body while her body was in bed sleeping, and then her little sister, there was like a bunk bed, climbed up the bunk bed and was just sitting on her, slapping her in the face, trying to wake her up. And my mom was floating above her body watching this, like, I don't want to get back in there. Now, mind you, my mom was abused as a child, so of course she didn't want to get back in there. Pobrecita. So, yeah. Astral traveling's a thing that's just been a part of my life. Now, when I first started gaining access to the revolution and the exchange of power and networking in the spiritual plane, I had actually, it's just worked out this way. I was hanging out with some friends and we were talking about dreaming, and they were not my spiritual friends. They're actually girls I went to high school with. They're actually girls who were in my wedding party, my wedding to my ex-husband. So they're like old friends. And one of them was like, I love dreams because you can fuck whoever you want. I love dreams because you can have sex with whoever you want. And I was like, oh, I never thought about that. I'm horny. I'm going to try that. And unfortunately, that actually perverted my dream state because I had a dream where I was on a Lemurian and Pleiadian, like the Lemurian and Pleiadians were fucking working together. They were on a fucking ship. They let me on their fucking ship, and my stupid, low vibrational mind pulled out a bunch of dildos and tried to initiate an orgy. And they were like, oh, honey, this isn't that kind of dream state. And I got so embarrassed and I lost access because I perverted the dream state. So know that I'm giving you this advice from an actual place of experience. I'm not talking out of my asshole. I'm talking out of my third eye. I see you guys are writing comments. I'll read them in a second. Just want to make sure I get all this out first. So, dream state, that's an important place. Watch yourself. Watch your vibration. It's true. Sexuality is a real thing. It has to be connected to spirit. We must be fully connected. Mind, body, and spirit. Utilizing the body, disconnected from spirit and mind, you're not actually disconnected from spirit and mind. That space you created by disconnecting from spirit and mind is refilled with another energy, okay? You never get to be disconnected ever. We naturally, it's like if you take a hollow sphere that has a little hole in it, and it's a hollow sphere, and you put it underwater, water will start filling that sphere through the hole. That space cannot be maintained. If that hollow sphere has no hole, and you take like a bouncy ball with no hole and you put it underwater, it will stay full of air. However, if there's a hole and it is a hollow sphere, that's like a hard sphere, and you put that thing underwater, it's gonna fill with air. So keep that in mind. That's how like your mind, body, spirit connection is. Just because you choose to be disconnected from mind and spirit, and you choose to just be body or just be mind and body, something else is taking the place of spirit, okay? So we have to be responsible all the time for our connection to spirit, all the time, Because the moments that you're not, something else is driving you. Same with your mind. If you choose to disconnect from mind and be in some weird emotional, spiritual place, something else is driving you. Something else is driving you. Mind, body, spirit stays connected. If you choose to disconnect with your free will, you are simply giving something else access to control that component of you. That is why unconsciousness is always low vibrational. That is why disconnection will always lower your vibration, because you are inviting external energies in to run you because you don't feel like doing it. How about them apples? Boom! Messages on messages for us. And why was I sharing this message? Because I wanted to tell you about the dream state, man. That dream state is so important. That dream state is so important. So there's like this lobby, right? There's this lobby, and it reminds me of like a really fancy mall. It reminds me of a mall. That's what it reminds me of. But like, imagine a really fancy mall that has like ridiculous architecture inside, like columns, like white columns and marble floors, and like all the storefronts are very uniform with like white framed doors, like, you know, like a very classy high-end mall. But in that mall there are movie theaters. There are little theaters, and when you go into the theaters, this is a dream state dimension I'm describing to you right now. When you go into the theater, you see a screen and you see people in the seats. So not everybody is able to lucid dream. Not everyone has access to being a traveler's spirit. And many people are unfortunately still plugged into the matrix. And one way that they stay perpetuating their connection to the matrix and their lack of sovereignty of their spirit, mind, and body is this dream state. It's what I see whenever I visit this, when I'm given access to it, is it's like I'm the sovereign traveler spirit walking through the lobby, able to do whatever I want. And if I'm taken, or my spirit guides me into one of these theaters, it's like I see everybody watching the same dream. It's like everybody's seated in these chairs watching a dream, watching a screen. So sometimes the dreams you're having are programming that you're plugged into. Sometimes the dreams you're having are not your dreams. Sometimes you're watching programming that the rest of the collective that is also into the matrix is watching. So this is why I say the media that you take in, the shows you watch, literally the media you take in, the shows you watch, the programming, the visuals, the images that you let yourself take in your day, definitely affects your vibration and your mind state, and affects whether you get to lucid dream and be in control of your spirit or not. Watching certain programs, shows, and movies will cause you to create unconscious contracts with mind, body, and spirit, and external entities that are functioning through the spells of the programming, and it does affect your dream state. You make these unconscious contracts when you watch this programming, and then you go to sleep and you are not free. You are not free because you went into an agreement with an entity or energy in the media, in this medium that you observed. And that is why some people do not have freedom to have dreams the way I have dreams. I binge watched this one, I fucking love that show though, man. This one show on Netflix, it was like a Viking show, and usually I don't like Viking shows because there's so much fucking rape. Like, fuck that, man. Fuck, I'm never gonna fucking watch that. But I found one Viking show and it like had minimal rape in it. And it had like a really beautiful romantic storyline. I really got into it and I binged it for a whole weekend. You know, my dreams for the next week were just Viking dreams. I know that whole week, every time I went to bed, I was in that movie theater just watching a screen of programming that was made for me, because I unfortunately created an accidental contract with that medium. I'm not perfect, but I am self-aware. So I get to keep taking my power back. Over and over and over. Over and over. How do you like those Lightcodes, my loves? What do you think? This is next level. This is next level. okay? Heaven on earth is manifesting, and those of us who are travelers spirits, those of us who are earth angels, are already networking and doing the work and experiencing and facilitating the exchange of power in the dream state. So don't worry, okay? Don't worry, I got you. Don't worry, I got you. Don't you fucking worry, okay? You don't know how heaven's gonna manifest? I got you, baby. Don't you worry. Keep doing your thing. Keep doing your spiritual thing. Keep trying your best. Keep taking sovereignty over your mind, over your body, over your spirit. And I will meet you there in the dream state, baby, okay? I will meet you there. And we will continue to facilitate the exchange of power. And one day we wake up and there's no more hell on earth because we've completely facilitated the exchange of power. We've completely spiritually and energetically facilitated the culmination of the portal. Baby, the portal's open for 2 more days, okay? 2 more days. 2 more days. So make it through this energy. I was suffering at the beginning of this portal because it was so much energy that I was being asked to transmute. And actually I was really lucky because I'm seeing someone right now who's super, super, super loving. And he's just, such an earth angel for me right now. Because when my battery gets low, because I'm doing such heavy spiritual work, thanks Spirit, thank you Universe, that then this amazing man comes to me and kisses me all over. And I'm like, I can handle this shit. So I want you to know that I'm being taken care of. I'm being taken care of, and every time I step up and do more advanced work in the spiritual plane comes back at me and gifts me with presence. The more I do work for the collective, and I do the disciplined work, because the thing is, my love, with more power comes greater responsibility. If you get power to the sovereignty of your soul, if your light body activates and you suddenly understand the true art of vibrational manifestation, you need to understand that you then need to be vigilant. Vigilant and disciplined with the utilization of your energy, vibration, and power, because you are now in control of how your life goes. You don't want to self-sabotage, right? So as I continue on this path, understanding my power and being as careful as I can with the utilization of my power, how I utilize my vibration and my energy, and ensuring that I'm constantly aware of the embodiment of my higher self and the quality of my energy. And then I start doing this spiritual work and putting myself out there and staying true to myself. The universe is gifting me back good things, okay? The universe is gifting me back good things. So I don't want you to worry about me. I'm gonna keep raising it up, doing more and more advanced spiritual work, because now I understand. You guys know, I've been talking about co-creation for a very long time. Co-creation is you set the intention to manifest, because the universe gave you a vision of what you can manifest. You go halfway, the universe meets you there. Now as I'm starting to go more halfway, as my halfway progresses, what has surprised me is that one of the ways that universe meets me there is by blissing me. Universe has been gifting me beautiful nuggets that assist me in taking steps forward. Oftentimes I tell you guys that Spirit's going to tell you what to do in order to manifest heaven on earth in bite-sized pieces. And I want you to know that as you go into more advanced work and as you make those difficult choices to be disciplined and vigilant with your energy and to keep your wits about you as a spiritual being, being led by Spirit and embodied, you will start to be given golden nuggets by the universe to keep you going, okay? And I'm only saying this from personal experience. I'm not talking bullshit to you, okay? I love you. I want you to be excited about this next level of powers that are activating, okay? I need you to be excited because it is kind of a bummer in the beginning when you realize that you need to be more disciplined with your energy and you need to be vigilant with your powers. Well, that was a lot of energy. That was a lot of energy. La 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 la. How'd those light codes feel? How did those light codes feel, babes? Tell me how you feel. Oh, I see you wrote comments here. Thank you for the love in the comments. I love you. I love you. Man, I washed my hair yesterday and I slept with it wet. It's like, it's got a mind of its own. My hair doesn't know if it's curly or straight. It's just like, I am hair. Hear me roar. Oof. Those light codes about the dream state, I've been wondering when I would be able to express to you those details about the dream state. And I feel really blessed and honored that I was able to bring through those light codes in a way that was so clear. Yeah, my loves. I want you to know that your power is activating when you feel vulnerable. In the past, spiritually strong people would feel vulnerable and then we would get attacked. We'd feel vulnerable and then we would feel like shit. Now it's different, my loves, okay? You feel vulnerable and then you know it's time because spirit is activated. The high vibrational state is an open-hearted state with the love light on. The fifth dimension is activated and accessed through the portal of the heart chakra. When you begin to ground your energy in the heart chakra and allow your heart chakra to be your center of gravity rather than your root chakra, when you allow the kundalini to flow and settle into the heart above the portal that is on top of your solar plexus, where your true high vibrating soul emanates from in a multidimensional way. This portal, this center for your energy field, is what gives you access to the fifth dimension. But know that as you gain access to the fifth dimension, the heart chakra stays open, okay? The heart chakra stays open, and that can feel like a vulnerable state. That can feel like a vulnerable state. And in that state, you must be vigilant. You must be disciplined, because that's where you protect yourself. If you feel vulnerable, you're also sensitive. You're also highly psychic in that state. Your energy field is communicating nuanced energies to you. And because you are vulnerable, you are highly sensitive and able to perceive the nuances in the energy that your energy field is communicating to you. So being vulnerable, feeling vulnerable is a spiritually empowered state to be in. You are sensing a multitude of nuanced energies. And when you're in a tight state that is insensitive, you are not sensing anything with your powers. So we're going to redefine what this vulnerability is, okay? Let's redefine what this vulnerability is. When I'm vulnerable, there is much for me to sense. I want to remind you of some protective magic that I've been trying my best to express in every single live that I do. There's a phrase that you can use. You must say it out loud. You can say it in your head. It feels good. But out loud is where you have power. You say, I do not consent to any external energies to influence or affect my energy field. I do not consent to any external energies to influence or affect my energy field. And so it is, and so it is. In my name, amen. Okay? You are a God on earth. Why are you a God on earth? Because you have a soul. Where did your soul come from? Source energy. Why the fuck would we all be walking around here, source energy in a body? Why? Because we're making heaven on earth. Yay! Yay! I'm kicking my leg out. You can't see it, but every time I say yay, my leg goes, woohoo! Baby, it's true. Hell on earth is where we were born. How weird is it that we're these heaven creatures that are born into these bodies that are on a hell plane? And how crazy is it that our human body, our earthling body, is so powerful that it can handle the low vibrations of hell on earth and the high blissful vibrations of heaven on earth. This is what makes human beings so fucking amazing. And this is why you don't see aliens or multidimensional beings yet, because we're still not fully 5D on the earth plane. The hell on earth energy, unfortunately, will still be here until January 21st, 2021. After that, boop, it's gone. Doors are closed. 2 gates open, 1 gate closes, boop. But we're not there yet. So I want you to remember, I want you to remember, the heart is the location of a feeling of vulnerability, but it's also the source of your powers. If you want to access 5D, which is the heaven on earth energy, you want to make sure that this is the area that you're sourcing your energy from. You want to make sure all ideas are able to filter through the heart before you act on them. And we want to make sure really everything we go through gets filtered through this portal, which is the spirit center, so that you can start to cultivate and activate fifth dimensional energies in your life, and that will organically cause you to manifest heaven on earth in your life and in your surroundings and in your body. With that said, I've given you the power to know how to protect your energy field, to not consent to this external energy, any energies to affect you. This is important because you are a sun, and we don't want anything to block your light at this time. You are a god on earth, or you have the potential to be a god on earth because you have the source energy inside of you. Now, unfortunately, if you're cloned, if you have been fully, if you've, sold your soul, if you don't have a soul anymore, you don't get to participate. I'm sorry. If you sold your soul, you don't get to participate. I'm sorry. It's too late for you. You don't get that back. But if you're attracted to my page, you definitely have a soul. 99.9% chance you've got a soul. I do not think I have any followers who are clones or people who sold their soul. So we're good. I love these light codes that I brought through. I really, really, really love these light codes. In fact, I think I want to end this video right here and just save this video as a post on my page. Okay? So that's what I'm going to do right now. We're just going to let this video stay as some light-coded video where I talk about the dream state and the spiritual revolution and how the exchange of power is happening in the dream state. Okay?